Hi, I am Jennifer Gonzalez from Cult of Pedagogy, and I would like to introduce you to a new video series that I have been working on for the past year. The series is based on the book Street Data, which I read about a year and a half ago. It's written by Safir and Jamila Dugan, and the book is about their approach to working with schools they use the word transform, and they discuss the use of that word in the book, but to really transform the way that they approach working with their students. When I read this book a year and a half ago, I was convinced that the street data approach was the thing that was going to really change schools and improve them and help them to meet some of the problems that they had been struggling with for decades. And so we did a podcast interview in October of 2021. And after we finished, I said, I don't think this is going to be enough. I think the book is great. I think people will probably hear this and get it, and then they may never actually go through the process. So I said, what we need is to actually have something where people can watch schools go through this process. And so that's what we did. We got 2 schools to volunteer to actually go through the entire last year, and we did the whole thing over Zoom. And so there's one school in San Francisco and one school in British Columbia in Canada, and we went through what they call the equity transformation cycle. Real briefly, in case you've never heard of street data, you didn't listen to the podcast, you're not familiar with the book, I'll give you a very quick overview of why the approach is so different. A lot of times when schools have problems, they find, a program that they can buy, or a new intervention, a new reading program, some new technology that they think can, fix the problem that they have identified. And usually that gets limited results, if at all. The street data approach is not like that. It's not a prescribed solution to try. It's an approach to discovering the solutions within your own building and community. And the main core of that is deeply listening to students at the margins. It's finding those students in your building who rarely, if ever, get a seat at the table, and following, if there is a prescribed process, it's this process of deep listening with those students to learn about what their experience is like and what they need, and then co-creating with them one specific change to try. And then the teacher and the students try that new solution, and then they reflect on how well it worked, and then they start the cycle again of deep listening, trying something new, reimagining some new solution, and then seeing how it goes. And so it's designed to be a custom fit for every school. And it particularly focuses on seeking out the wisdom of the people in the building who hardly ever get to say anything or ever get listened to in terms of what their needs are. And yet it is usually those students whose needs we're trying to meet the most. So I invite you to watch the series. I think we filmed it with the idea that it would help schools who were planning on going through the street data process and wanted to use the video as a support. All of the videos are pretty long. They're all at least an hour long. And so it's going to be the most useful if you're doing it in conjunction with your school. If you have found a dedicated group of teachers that want to try this and have gotten the book and are ready to really dig in, and so you can sort of follow along with what these 2 other groups of educators have done. So I hope you enjoy it. I really believe in this. I took a lot of time off of doing my normal stuff last year so that I could really work on this, because that's how much I believe in it. So thank you for watching. And if you try this process, I really hope that you stick with it and that it goes well for you, because I've seen how it can really make big, sustainable, long-lasting changes in schools. Thanks.